Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest motorsport betting program in the history of the universe, Dalescenter, live from the heart of America. I'm your host, Dale Tanhart. I see a lot of familiar faces back in the chat again, baby. It's a big weekend for motorsports, guys. Big time weekend. Nascar at Las Vegas, IndyCar at St. Petersburg, and if you're a Netflix subscriber, welcome back, because Formula One is back this weekend. The Bahrain Grand Prix. Yeah, that's you. All my Netflix subscribers out there. Where we at? Let's hear it for the Netflix subscribers. We are going to have Formula One later in the show with our very, very accomplished and prestigious guest, Spurs Ted Lasso. Had a bunch of banger winning money motherfucking bets last year on Dalescenter, and he's going to be our first guest in the 2023 F1 season. And look, when it comes to open wheel racing, I'm a huge IndyCar guy, and you're going to see that IndyCar thing on the first thing on your screen says IndyCar lines on the top right, or maybe it's your left. I'm honestly not sure. But we're going to pour one out for the NTT IndyCar Series because for some reason, by the grace, it's just pathetic. Why do we not have lines? It is Thursday before the season opener IndyCar race, and we have no lines. It's sad. It's very, very sad. I hate it. I hate it so much. But just keep an eye out this weekend, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get some bets. We're going to have betting cards. Me and Chase will actually be at the Firestone Grand Prix, which is St. Petersburg. I think that's what it's called this weekend. We are new IndyCar media as of 2023, so we're really excited for that, to give you guys more coverage of the IndyCar Series, which should be the best open wheel racing in the United States of America. We just got to build the presentation side a little bit better, and that's what the Garage Guys are here to do. Guys, how is everybody doing? Ireland? What am I hearing from Ireland? What did I miss? Scott, good to see you. I want to go fast 91. I love a good Bud Heavy. I'm right there with you. Matthew Jones, Taco Todd, Exit, Eric, Alex Wright, Drake. Back to slander Brandon Jones. Hey, I'm right there with you. We'll get into that a little bit later. I think Brandon Jones is going to make it up here on the wall later this evening. Brett, good to see you as well. Lost Prophet, you're not too late at all. We're just getting started. But instead of IndyCar lines, which you should be seeing on the bottom of your screen right now, instead, I'm going to give you a reminder that this program is presented by Hooters. And if you go to your local Hooters, you can use promo code GarageGuys on the Hooters app or Hooters to go, or order.hooters.com, I should say, to save $10 on any $30 plus order at checkout. All you got to do, place your order, $30 or more. At checkout, type in code GarageGuys, and you will save $10. You see that code on the bottom of your screen because we don't have IndyCar lines. And, I could bitch and bitch all I want. I know we're all bitching in some way, shape, or form, but this is a positive program, okay? This is a positive program. We're going to keep the energy positive, and we're going to nail some bets this weekend whenever they do decide to load up IndyCar lines. I would not be surprised if they put up lines in the middle of this program. That would just be typical. And if that does happen, you guys let me know in the chat, and we'll be sure to fit it in at the end of the show. Rafael, all the way back from Brazil. How about that, dude? How about that? Troy, good to see you. Eric, thanks for the happy birthday. Kind of birthday. I appreciate it. It's the 6.7. It's a 6.75. We're 3/4 of the way to a new birthday in 2024. Hey, look, life isn't always fair. Everybody's dealt with certain cards when you're born, and the bad card I was dealt was that I only have a birthday every 4 years. So, in some ways, I could say, hey, maybe I have 2 birthdays because I can celebrate on the 28th and March 1st. Because my birthday is also, it's the last day of February, but I technically don't turn until March 1st. So I could have 2 birthdays. If only my parents treated it that way. But we used to have a good time at the old Laser Mania in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. If anybody from South Mississippi remembers Laser Mania, I think it's still open. Used to go there every single year for my birthday, as we would say. Let's just dive right into Truck Night in America. The Craftsman tie. You know, when I ordered it, I thought it was going to be a little bit more red, but it is the Craftsman tie debut. Craftsman tools. Ooh, let's get that off the screen so you guys can see it a little bit better. Wait, nope, didn't work. Now we're off the screen. Hooters, we love you, but look, this program is built tough like Craftsman tools. All right, I'd be sick if they sponsored us. Well, let's get into it. Truck Night in America, lines presented by Barstool Sportsbook. I don't know why it started at the plus 5,000 mark there. Nonetheless, Kyle Busch, KFB is back in the Truck Series, back with Team Chevy in the number 51 truck to scare the shit out of all of us and potentially take all of our money away from us, as he's done so many times in years past. He is the favorite by far at plus 150. Defending winner from Daytona, Zane Smith, and defending series champion is plus 500. Ross Chastain also back in the field, cherry picking with Nice Motorsports at 7-1. I'll go ahead and tell you guys, if you have questions about Chastain, I really don't know how to feel about Chastain. There's a lot of inconsistent performance from Nice and that 41 team. Ross did win at Charlotte. He needed some help to win that race with a bunch of calamity and crashes. But Nice was really fast in that race and really bad in other races where Chastain did not have the caliber truck of what Kyle Busch Motorsports may have had, what DGR would have had, which David Gilliland Racing is now Tricon Garage, big futuristic 2183 NASCAR team name with Tricon Garage. But even Thor Sport, who's now a Ford team, after moving back and forth from manufacturers. They were Toyota last year. Now they're back with Ford. I feel like Nice was very inconsistent with having blazing fast speed compared to a lot of these other truck programs. So I'm kind of going to wait and see on Ross Chastain. I just don't think you're going to miss much. I don't think you're going to see plus 700 go anywhere. But, yeah, Raphael, the 17 truck is always fast. Always fast. Looking down the list, John Hunter Nemechek also cherry picking, if you will, at 8-1 with the Tricon Garage number 17 truck. Corey Heim, look, if you're in the Garage Guys Discord, and I'll go ahead and say if you're not in the Discord, you need to join us because that's one of the biggest hammered lines I've ever seen in my life within like an hour and a half. And I knew it was going to happen. I literally got in my car, I drove, and I placed this bet because I knew as soon as I placed it, it was going to be gone. It was going to leave us immediately, and that's exactly what happened when I sent it to the Garage Guys Discord. But I got Corey Heim at 14-1 already. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Tricon Garage is going to have fast trucks. Toyota loses Thor Sport. They lose Kyle Busch Motorsports. All their eggs are in the basket of Tricon Garage, which is the very fast David Gilliland racing trucks that Ryan Preece has won in each of the last 2 years. Taylor Gray's been really good. Tanner Gray's had some looks, had some decent runs. These trucks are going to be good. Toyota's got all their marbles with Tricon Garage. So Corey Heim at 14-1 is a great bet if you want to pick somebody outside the box to win. I'm honestly shocked. I feel like that is a disgraceful line for a guy that is an up-and-coming prodigy in the sport of NASCAR. Won 2 races last year with KBM, and now we're in still amazing equipment, and we're full-time, and you get Scott Zipadelli as your crew chief. And I'll dive into some Scott Zipadelli stuff later. Crew chiefs are important in these combinations. We always overlook them. They are more important than you think, even on the betting side of things. Going down the list, Ty Majeski, 11-1. I think that's a great value pick. And I will say real quick, one more thing about Corey Heim. I got 14-1. I told the Discord I would bet that down to 8-1. Barstool Sportsbook is showing 10-1 right now. Caesars 8-1. I think DraftKings has 10-1 as well. I would bet that down to 8-1, 100%. So get it while you can. It could be gone. I could totally see Corey Heim qualifying in the top 5, and then that line is 7-1 or 6-1 before green flag on Friday night. Christian Eckes at 18-1. Grant Enfinger at 18-1. I expect Eckes to be fast, but look, Eckes, I ripped up his picture last year after he failed me so many times. So I'm just going to wait and see. He's in the McAnally Hilgeman number 19 truck. I expect that truck to be pretty fast this year, but I think it's a project. I think it's going to be a wait and see for a couple races. Stuart Friesen 20-1, Ben Rhodes 20-1. Carson Hocevar, I think, could be a decent play at 25-1 when you consider what I talked about a short while ago. Nice Motorsports was really fucking fast in a couple mile-and-a-half races last year. So the uncertainty behind Hocevar, I think, is decent to get 25-1 because if you guys remember, if you were betting on trucks last year, Hocevar, towards the second half of the season, was really tough to get at this price. You were getting him more at 12-1, 10-1, 14-1 because he was leading so many laps and being there at the end and then giving it up. So I think Carson Hocevar at 25-1 could be a decent play. I haven't really scanned where there could be better value at. What sportsbook could have a better line than 25-1, which is what I'm seeing on Barstool. If you know a better line, let us know in the chat. Always searching for that value. Drake, already talking about Nick Sanchez, long shot. I think it's going to be a wait and see at least for a couple weeks with Nick Sanchez. I just don't think he comes out here and beats Zane and Kyle and Nemechek and Heim and Majeski. It's just a stacked field for a rookie to make his intermediate debut at in the Truck Series. So another wait and see with Sanchez. But Daytona proved that they do have fast race trucks again over at, I think it's Rev Racing or GMS, but similar equipment. He's got similar equipment than what Grant Enfinger has, what Raja Carruth has. So I'll keep an eye on Nick Sanchez as we go into the weekend. Nothing else really catches the eye here on to win bets when we scan down this list. But I'll go ahead and tell you, it's going to be a top play later in the show. Corey Heim, top 3. I'm all on Corey Heim. I also really like Ty Majeski. Remember towards the end of last year, Ty Majeski was just unbelievably fast, especially on the intermediate tracks. Ty Majeski went out at Homestead and just fucking smoked everybody. I mean, just put on a clinic at Homestead, Miami. So if you want to think that potentially that speed's going to carry over into 2023, probably a good bet to grab him at 11-1 while you can, because another guy that qualified pretty well towards the second half, honestly, throughout all of last year, was just so good at the intermediates. I don't see Ty Majeski going cheaper. I don't see him going to 12-1 to 15-1. It's not going to happen. Ty's going to be 11-1 or worse. So right now, that's a value play that I think right now is the best time to get it. Because if he practices well, if he qualifies well, 11-1, similar to how I feel about Corey Heim, it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone when it gets to Friday night, and you're going to miss out. So I think that Corey Heim and Ty Majeski, from just pure value, if you're trying to find a way to win money outside of Kyle Busch, which I'm not going to be betting on Kyle Busch unless two things. One, he fucks up in qualifying and he drops to like 3-1 or 4-1. That way I can at least serve him as a hedge to some of my other twin bets. And two, I will bet on him in parlays. I will put him in a parlay. There's so much parlay potential this weekend between all 3 NASCAR National Series, and you throw in IndyCar, and you throw in F1. It's just, whoo, I'm fucking pumped. But I think for parlays, talking trucks and Xfinity, it could be worth it. I could definitely see Kyle Busch winning this race. But we're going to find other ways to make money in the Truck Series this weekend outside of what KFB has to offer us. So moving on, let's get into the Xfinity Series. The Alsco Uniforms 300, also at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Same kind of deal here. If we're talking about Kyle Busch, I'm not betting on him in this race. And I'm actually more confidently fading him in this race than I am in the Truck Series for a couple of reasons. I feel like Colleague overall just doesn't have the speed that Junior Motorsports has and that Cole Custer is going to have. You put Kyle Busch in that car, and of course it's going to be enhanced, right? Austin Dillon was in that car in Fontana. Even before he got that damage and did that crazy strategy call, didn't have winning speed. Didn't even have top 5 speed. He was between a 6th and 9th place race car on pure speed. And I would think that Austin Dillon could come out there and run top 5 against these guys. I really believe that. I think when it comes down to pure speed, we got a glimpse last week that Junior Motorsports is still in the catbird seat when it comes to having the best race cars on intermediate style racetracks. So you give me plus 180 with Kyle Busch, I'm just not taking it. I'm going to do the same concept, same principle as I will with trucks. 1, I will bet on this plus 180 in a parlay. 2, I'm going to wait and see what happens after qualifying because he's not going to move to minus odds, right? He might move to plus 150, plus 125. Big fucking deal. Like, wow, you missed out on plus 180 versus plus 125? Who gives a shit? On a $100 bet, it's a difference of like 45 or 55 bucks. Not a big deal to me to wait on Kyle Busch for either the trucks or the Xfinity series, unless you want to do a parlay. That's it. Chastain's going to win in Cup. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and say. Probably wrong about the Trackhouse prediction. I've kind of been high on saying in the preseason that Trackhouse is going to have some regression. I might have already eaten my words, but we'll see. It's early. I think Chastain's going to be good on Sunday too, but we'll get into Cup here shortly with Garage Guy Chase in our segment Chase for the Cup, looking at the Pennzoil 400. But looking at these lines, Justin Allgaier at 6-1, really good at intermediates last year. Then you have John Hunter Nemechek right there with them. Josh Berry at 7-1. Shout out to my guy Josh, bringing the bag home at 23-1 last fall at Vegas. That was fucking awesome. I hope all the Dalescenter guys that were here cashed that with me with Josh Berry. You got all the junior motorsports guys stacked up, but the two guys I'm looking at here, or you know what? I'll give you 3 guys. You know what? I'll do you better. I'll give you 4 guys. Cole Custer 7-1 is a must play. No question about it. Cole Custer is a guy that could come out here and win the pole and be plus 400, plus 500, and be close to what Kyle Busch would be. And maybe Kyle Busch messes up, doesn't qualify well at all. Maybe he crashes. Cole Custer could be a co-favorite with Kyle Busch and like really, really close to that plus 250, plus 300 line. We shall see. But 7-1, I think you got to jump on because I don't see this getting any cheaper. I could see this for sure going in the opposite direction, like I just said, like going to the getting much more expensive because Cole's going to qualify well and he's going to have speed. So 7-1 for a guy that probably had the fastest car last week outside of John Hunter Nemechek. Yeah, all day. Give me Cole Custer. And I'm also looking at Sam Mayer for my second guy. Barstool has him at 13-1. You can get him at 15-1 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Multiple notes about Sam Mayer. He's not going to be in the top plays tonight, I'll go ahead and tell you. But I realized the other day that he got repaired with a crew chief named Marty Lindley. And I was like, who is this guy? Why have I not heard of him? Marty Lindley worked with Sam Mayer through his full development in these ARCA East, ARCA West, ARCA Series. These guys together have won 15-plus races in stock car racing. So that right there immediately caught my eye. Look at Fontana. We talk about all the junior motorsports guys, Allgaier, Barry, Brandon Jones, I was high on, and he shit the bed. Sam Mayer finished second and came to life at the end. And he almost won Daytona. When you look at guys that are knocking on the door and a guy that has a super fast race car, had a lot of speed at Fontana, give me Sam Mayer at 15-1. And I love the crew chief pairing, right? You take someone completely outside of junior motorsports who last 2 years worked for Kyle Busch Motorsports and won a total of 6 races between Corey Heim, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr. A guy that's been working his way up the ladder and used to work with Sam when they won a shit ton of races together. Of course, it was at lower levels in NASCAR. Of course, it was primarily at short tracks. But I love crew chief driver chemistry. And that clearly was a move to get them back together where Sam has more chemistry with who he's working with. And the results are already there. P2 at Fontana behind John Hunter Nemechek and almost chased him down. We had 10, 15 more laps. Who knows if Sam could have won that race. So you give me Sam Mayer at 15-1. If you're going to lay out Mayer for me at 15-1, 20-1 for these first 6-7 weeks of the season, I feel like I'm going to take it every time because I think he's going to break through and win one of these races soon. He's been so freaking close and already a great sign in Fontana that they had that much speed in their first race together on an intermediate track style. Third guy, feel like I shouldn't have to say much, but Sheldon Creed. They had a lot of speed last week too. If you watched our Garage Talk, which I recommend, if you're over here on YouTube, tune into Garage Talk. Me and Sheldon have a bet. If he wins a race in the first 5 races of the season, this is race 3, Sheldon will grow the mullet back out. He will grow the mullet back out. So we need Sheldon to win. And if you want to get him at 33-1 for a sprinkle, I think with the caliber of race car that he's in, yeah, I think, and the caliber of driver that he is, he's poised to break through at some point this year, and it could be early. And once it happens one time, you're not going to get 33-1 anymore. I'll go ahead and tell you that. It's not going to happen. So I like Sheldon Creed as well. I feel like I always bet on Sheldon. He's lost us so much money in the last couple of years. Let's just be honest. He has, or at least last year and the beginning of this year. But it's going to be worth it when it hits one time. It's going to be worth it when it happens, and you won't get this 30-1 anymore. Fourth guy I'm looking at. We talked about 3 guys. This is the one that people are going to. I don't know how anybody hasn't talked about this in the Discord, in the Garage Guys Discord, which you can join in the link below to get all the up-to-date bets and action and insight as they drop from the Garage Guys. Brett Moffitt. He's plus 30,000 to win this race. This is a guy that finished 9th at Fontana last week and many times was running like up in the top 5. I mean, this line is crazy, dude. And if you look at Caesars, we're looking at plus 1,200 for a top 5 and plus 6,000 for a top 3. I'm on all of it. I'm on all that with Brett Moffitt. Last week proved, I told the Discord last week, and people asking on Dalescenter who were asking specifically about Brett Moffitt with his new team, Stewart-Haas Alliance, what's it going to be? Is this going to be a fast car? Like, should we bet Brett Moffitt 14-1 top 5, which is where he was priced at before Sunday? And I said, no, let's wait and see. I don't hate the bet, but let's wait and see what the caliber of race car is. And we found out that Brett Moffitt can run top 10 in this machine. Now, there were guys that had trouble like Sheldon Creed, Brandon Jones, Cole Custer. All may have beat Moffitt. But when you look at this list, the guys that he's ranked behind, he beat Kaz Grala, he beat Ryan Sieg, he beat Parker Kligerman, he beat Daniel Hemrick, and he is way, way off the list when it comes to his money line. He's plus 30,000. A guy that he beat last week, head-to-head on speed, Daniel Hemrick, is plus 5,000. I think this is crazy. I think this is absolutely crazy. And if you look at BetMGM, you can get plus 35,000. So, I mean, I'm all over Brett Moffitt this weekend. Look, I'm not saying it's going to hit. I'm not saying it's the best bet ever. But, dude, the value we're looking at here with Brett Moffitt's fucking crazy. All right, let's just be clear. The value is crazy when we look at Brett Moffitt at 35 or 350-1, and then you can get the top 5 at 12-1, top 3 at 60-1. I think you should sprinkle on all of that. And those are my 4 guys that I'm looking at early for the Xfinity Series. Cole Custer, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, and Brett Moffitt. So now let's move into the Cup Series. The Pennzoil 400, the big one, right? Kyle Busch has come out and proven to us that... Ooh, why is this messed up? Hold on a second. No. We got to push that down a little bit, guys. We can't have that space. We cannot have that space. Uh-oh. Here we go with the guest problems again. Chase is saying he cannot see me, and I do not see him. Hold on a second, guys. Trying to make sure we don't fuck up the Chase for the Cup thing again. Making sure we have guests on here. But in the Cup Series, the favorite is Kyle Busch. You look at plus 600, plus 650 on just about every single sports book. I'm going to wait. I just don't. This Vegas last year was a pretty crazy race both times. So I think I'm going to wait on practice. I'm going to wait on qualifying. I'm going to wait on most things on Cup. I think mostly what you've seen me post on the Action Network, which you can find in the link below in this description, is what you're going to get until we get some track time. Besides my qualifying betting card, I will release a qualifying betting card, and I'll go ahead and tell you guys right now, between Barstool and Caesars, the guys, some guys I like for qualifying, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric, Bubba Wallace, Chase Briscoe, and Brad Keselowski. Maybe a little dabble on those two. And then I'm trying to think if I had anybody else. I think that's everybody that I was thinking. Keselowski, Briscoe, Cindric, which you can get at 22-1 on Barstool Sportsbook versus 18-1 on Caesars. Blaney, Bell, Reddick, Bubba Wallace. I think that's everybody. Anyway, you'll see my full qualifying betting card Saturday morning on Twitter, Instagram, and in the Garage Guys Discord. So be on lookout for that. But because of how last week went, fucking Martin Truex Jr. still sitting in prison. Can you see him? Can you see him? Motherfucker just makes my blood boil, dude. I'm sweating thinking about this guy, man. Just night sweats, nightmares. I can't believe someone even asked me. I can't believe someone even asked me to take him out of prison. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Why? Why do you even think that's an appropriate question? I bet on him top 10. His fucking car catches on fire. He makes up 2 laps only to finish 11th. And that dictated my whole week. That was like a $600 swing. No, it was more like a $400 swing. But that was the difference between slightly positive and four units in the hole. So I'm very frustrated. And it's even more annoying because Martin Truex definitely sticks out here. Definitely sticks out. Truex is not a great qualifier. Never has been. But the Toyotas were really good here last year, and I'm going to stick with my data. Truex was amazing on the intermediates late in 2022 and was fast last week if you look at some advanced data in the last 50 to 100 laps of Fontana. So my goal here is to wait until qualifying. I'm sure Truex will qualify like 15th to 18th, and his line might move in favor of us. We might get something a lot cheaper because Truex, historically, not a great qualifier, much better in the race. So I'm going to wait on Truex. I think we're going to get a good line there. He's one to watch for Sunday. Other than that, as I was discussing earlier, the bets that I have on the Action Network that you can see in the link below here in the description, and it seems like everybody and their grandmother is on for appropriate reasons. Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace. I got Suarez at 44-1. DraftKings left him out there at 50-1 for like 3 days. I mean, I don't know what we're thinking here. Daniel Suarez was amazing a mile and a half last year, and was really fast last week at Fontana. Trackhouse program was just ridiculous. I just don't see them week to week shitting the bed. So Daniel Suarez now sitting at 25-1. I still think is worth a bet. The books got real scared when everybody started hammering 50-1 and 40-1, and I feel the same way about Bubba Wallace. Barstool Sportsbook has him at 30-1. Uh-oh. Streamlabs, dude. Streamlabs is a bitch, man. I'm not going to lie. This is fucking frustrating. You know, I was on StreamYard. Quality was a little bit shittier. So I was like, hey, I'm going to learn Streamlabs. I'm going to get into this. And this has been a pain in the ass. Anyway, hopefully we'll get to see Chase and and Spurs Ted Lasso. Regardless of all of our technical problems, Bubba Wallace, I still think is a decent bet at 30-1 because this is a guy that might come out and win the pole. And you look at the end of last year, 23XI was dialed in on intermediate, high-speed racetracks. Obviously, they swept Kansas. Bubba was really fast at Las Vegas. When John Hunter Nemechek was in his place at Homestead, was really fast at Homestead before he crashed out. So overall, the entire organization, Toyota on the Joe Gibbs side included, was really, really good at the intermediate. So I like Bubba Wallace even at 30-1. I got him at 41-1. And I don't know if this line is still out there. I'll need the help of the chat for this one. As you guys are, dude, I see all the bets. I see all the bets flowing in the chat. I want to know, is Corey LaJoy still 15-1 for a top 10 on FanDuel? Can anybody verify that for me? I'm not pulling up FanDuel on my computer. It's just a big piece of shit. But I got Corey LaJoy for a sprinkle at 15-1 for a top 10 because he was priced exactly the same as BJ McLeod, Cody Ware, and Ty Dillon, who clearly don't have half the speed, at least what last week told us, don't have half the speed that Corey LaJoie had. I mean, Corey LaJoie finished 14th and hung around the top 10 all day at Fontana. And you're going to leave him at 15-1 for a top 10? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, you guys let me know if he's still sitting at that price on FanDuel. As right now, I'm trying to figure out how to get Chase back up in here. Oh, this is annoying as shit. Gonna have to send you a new one, Chase. Dude, Streamlabs is a bitch. He's still 15-1. Still 15-1. That is crazy. Crazy. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to generate a new link, Chase. I'm sending it to you in the Garage Guys Discord, Chase. And I'm sure I'm going to have to get my guy Spurs Ted Lasso too. I might have to go back to StreamYard if this is going to be a bitch. If this is going to keep being like this. Chat, let's look at some stuff. I like Bubba top 10. Yeah, FanDuel had him. I saw RotoDoc. Shout out to RotoDoc and Fantasy Racing Online for their early call-outs too. I saw him at plus 230 for top 10 on FanDuel. I like that bet. I think it's a really good bet. LaJoie's still 15-1 on FanDuel. Smokin' Joe says LaJoie is a top 10 at plus 1785 on Betfred. Dude, Betfred, man. Betfred is something. I'll tell you what. I've seen some crazy lines on Betfred. Chase, I'm back in but can't see or hear you. Fan-fucking-tastic. Brad K top 10 feels like a lock. Yeah, I'm just worried about... You're going to see something with Brad K later. I'll go ahead and tell you. You'll see something with Brad K. I'm just a little worried about their consistency as a program to go like super all in with RFK. So I'm going to have to do this real quick, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. We're trying to get Chase on here. It's always something. And it's really frustrating. I'm not going to lie. I'm rattled right now. I'm rattled. I'm upset. I'm angry. Because I work really hard on this shit. And Streamlabs is pissing me off. I want everybody, besides yelling at Caesars for lying about IndyCar lines, I want you to yell at Streamlabs now too. All right. That is not the right one. Dale, Betfred should be available. Yeah, okay, I know. I just always forget. Honestly, I just always fucking forget about it. Like, legit, just always forget about it. It's pretty stupid on my end. But I simply just forget. I simply just forget that it exists. And I don't even remember if I made an account on Betfred just yet. But Eric, I think Brad K it could be a good sneaky play for parlays this weekend. This shit's just not gonna work, is it? It's just not gonna fucking work. I haven't downloaded Tipico yet. I have no clue where Tipico is, if that's how you pronounce it. I can't remember if that is available in Louisiana or not. This is so fucking annoying, guys. This is so annoying. Go ahead and send me your parlays, Eric. I want to see them. But Tipico has Suarez still at 50 to 1, Bubba at 40 to 1. See, like, that's one of those things. I understand why they would, because they're, like, not a mainstream sports book. Like, they're trying to make their way in. So, yeah, they're going to leave value up there to try to bring more people to their book. I feel like that makes sense in my head, why they would still be at that price. Ross top 3 and Brad K top 10 in a parlay sounds juicy. Can you do that? Can you? And of course, that's dependent upon the book because only Barstool and FanDuel and Caesars have top 10s. Can you parlay a Ross top 3 with a Brad K top 10? I'm not sure. Try this one more time. Please, everybody, yell at Streamlabs. Find their headquarters. Actually, no, we're not gonna get crazy here. We're not gonna get crazy here. We're not gonna go burn down Streamlabs HQ. All right, not gonna go burn it down. Maybe get the pitchfork with the torch and go stand outside and yell. But we're not gonna get violent. We're just gonna protest like the medieval days. I think that's a good idea. Because it will not let me bring them in right now. And it is really, really frustrating. Wish Guggs could join us from his DK Onyx cruise. What? That's something. I know Doug's or Guggs. Is that how you pronounce it in the Discord? So annoying because I spend so much time testing all this shit out and it works fine, and then it just suddenly stops working. It just makes no sense. While we're waiting, let's get some suggestions on my Uber Eats order. Thinking tacos, maybe Chick-fil-A. Yeah, Chick-fil-A. Absolutely. I never get to eat Chick-fil-A anymore, dude. Where I live, like, there's not a Chick-fil-A within, like, 30 minutes. The only times I eat Chick-fil-A are if I go to, like, my parents' house or if I go out of town to, like, a race or something. Chick-fil-A for sure. Raphael says, this is a Ryan Blaney week. I'm there with you, man. I like Blaney. I'm a little upset on what happened last week, but Blaney's been really fucking good at Vegas over the years, dude. And last year was really good and had just misfortune happen both races. So I think that Blaney should get a top 5 finish this weekend. I really believe that. All right, guys, we're going to have to just squash the guest stuff one more week. I hate it. I'm so pissed. I'm so fucking pissed. I've talked a little bit of Cup. Me and Chase will drop a pod this weekend previewing the Cup race this week or this Sunday. So just stay tuned for that. I have no explanation for why this won't fucking work. It's just Streamlabs. It's just Streamlabs just being a bitch. A complete fucking bitch. Not excusing my language. I'm angry. All right. And I'm sorry, Spurs, Ted Lasso. I was so excited to see some Netflix Club bets. R.I.P. R.I.P. All right, let's get into the Wall of Dale draft, ladies and gentlemen. The Wall of Dale draft. And I want your guesses. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. All right. I thought about this because I've gotten some recommendations on who should go up on the wall, on the bad side or the good side. You guys tell me in the chat if we get like a consensus vote on someone to go up on the bad side, I will put them up. I will do it. I'll put someone on the bad side. I'll go ahead and tell you right now. We'll start off. Don't say Brandon Jones because he's already going up. He's going up. Brandon Jones is going up on the bad side. We'll go ahead and take care of that right now. Just a fucking pitiful performance last week. After we had, we still won a lot on Xfinity. Nailed the Xfinity card. But if there was one thing we were just so wrong about, and when I say we, I mean myself. Drake, I'll give you this one. You were right. Drake, I'll give you this one. But Brandon Jones is on the dead to Dale list to start us off here. Anybody new to the program, Austin Cindric is always dead to Dale for a lot of reasons. Austin Cindric also refused to apologize for taking a lot of money from me willingly, and that is why Austin Cindric is always going to be dead to Dale. And I don't see Martin Truex Jr. getting out of prison anytime soon. It's just not going to happen. After Sunday, I mean, he just continues to fuck my life up. He just continues to just kill me. I mean, murder me. Ruined my Cup day. It would have been a massive betting day if he had gotten one more spot on that top 10 at Fontana. But yeah, you guys give me one guy, and I will put them in the... I'm not putting them in prison, but via your recommendation, I will put somebody that you're frustrated with on the Dead to Dale. It's like the community Dead to Dale consensus pick. Yeah, Streamlabs for sure. Streamlabs can go fuck itself, dude. I'm so fucking pissed right now. I'm angry. I am. I'm pissed. It takes a lot to make me mad. Like Martin Truex makes me mad. Austin Cindric makes me mad. Not a lot of other things in this world piss me off this much, but this Streamlabs, I'm fucking furious. I'm angry. Seeing what it shows on Chase's end. It's like it just won't let him in the room. I don't understand. So fucking dumb. So dumb. Anyway, we need good vibes, guys. I need good vibes from you because I'm so pissed off. I'm so upset. Roosters and Hooters only? Denny Hamlin. Okay, tell me why. Why are we going to put Denny Hamlin in the Dead to Dale? That's interesting. What transpired to make us want to go there? By the way, additionally, there will be a new Sports God of the Week this week. It will not be BJ McLeod, who is a one-time defending Sports God of the Week in 2023. It will be a new driver who is the Sports God, the Dalescenter Sports God of the Week for Las Vegas. Can you put Blaney here? You know what? I was already thinking about it. We need to change something here because I had him on the other side last week and it did not work out. We're gonna put Blaney. The pit crew's got to go to prison. Next time I'll get a picture. If his pit crew is fucking terrible again this weekend, I'm gonna get a picture of his pit crew, like just a random snapshot, and I will put it in prison with Truex because his pit crew is the only reason why Blaney probably didn't get a top 5 and probably wasn't a contender to win that race because he gets a bad pit stop, stuck in the back, and then gets collected in that fucking accordion wreck, and it ruins his day when he had one of the best cars in the field. But it's the same thing with Truex, right? Like, it's just always something. And I love Blaney. Like, I love Blaney. It's just always something. For now, we're going to have to put him in the Dead to Dale slot. And I think a lot of the community will agree that we got to do it. Am I going to bet on Blaney this weekend? Absolutely. But for now, we got to stick to it, man. We got to stick with the program, and we got to stay true to ourselves. Ryan Blaney is right now Dead to Dale. Dude, I just realized the Dead to Dale list is Team Menards. It's every Menards driver by accident. Brandon Jones, Menards, and the Xfinity. You know what? Where is he? Let's just say it. It's Team Menards, man. I'm looking for the other Menards guy. Where's the other Menards guy? We're just going Team Menards. Where are you? And this guy has actually lost us a lot of money in the past, so it's okay. Team Menards is Dead to Dale. Matt Crafton is going to join the list. And somebody sent a matchup in the Discord that I still haven't seen. If anybody can clarify that for me. Somebody sent a matchup of Corey Heim versus Matt Crafton. And I have not seen that matchup. But I love that matchup. You got to take Corey Heim. Are you kidding me? Absolutely hammer that. But I have not seen that line. Somebody said it was on Caesars. The only Heim matchup I see is against Grant Enfinger. But if you see Crafton matched up with someone like Corey Heim, yeah, we're going to go full fade. Team Menards is just dead to Dale. I've never been to a Menards, but I kind of want to. This is kind of sad. I kind of want to go to a Menards. Cindric Menards driver, Brandon Jones Menards driver, Blaney Menards, and Matt Crafton has been Menards for like 84 years. All right, good things only. Good things only. Let's start out. This guy, I don't know if he still has the mustache, but it looks so damn good. Brett Moffitt. Brett Moffitt is going on the doing it for Dale side because the value you can get with Brett Moffitt is just ridiculous. And I'll go over the specific bet later in the program. But Brett Moffitt, I think, could be doing it for Dale this weekend. Next up, another guy I kind of spoke about a little bit earlier. You'll see him later in the program as well. Brad Keselowski, 7th at Auto Club. I don't think anybody expected that. If you did, congratulations, because that's fucking wild that he finished 7th. Clearly, they've made some improvements. We saw some improvements at the end of 2022. Real all over the place on intermediates. They definitely improved a lot on the short tracks, but Brad had a great run at Homestead and then followed that up with a great run last week at Fontana. So there's a bet that I really like with Brad, and I think he could be doing it for Dale this weekend. Seemed like there's a lot of Big Daddy Brad K love in the chat, too. Sweating because I'm fucking pissed about Streamlabs. Another guy doing it for Dale. Doing it for Dale like Ty Majeski. You're going to leave him at 11-1 in the Truck Series after having a rocket ship. And one thing I didn't mention earlier, Thor Sports gone through a lot of changes. Crew chief swaps between Deegan and Ben Rhodes. Matt Crafton, I think, is a little washed. Ty Majeski keeps Joe Shear Jr., who had a lot of success with him last year. Keep that in mind. We got to consider the crew chiefs in these situations. So you're going to leave Ty Majeski at 11-1. Oh, yeah. Ty might be doing it for Dale this weekend. Let's see. We'll go with two more guys. Talked about him briefly earlier. I think the books are sleeping big time on this dude. Like, big time. And not just Monday, not just Tuesday, not just Wednesday. They are still sleeping on this guy by giving us 25-1 for a pole position and giving us 30-1 to win the race and a couple other lines as well. But Bubba Wallace, we're sleeping on Bubba Wallace. We cannot forget about the speed these guys had at the intermediates towards the end of last year. Program was dialed in, and I think Bubba Wallace and 23XI speed is going to translate from 2022 early and often. So give me Bubba Wallace potentially doing it for Dale. And the last guy, I talked about him earlier. He's not going to make the top plays, but he was really close to making the Dalescenter top 5. Sam Mayer. This kid right here, great start to the season. Almost won Daytona. Well, you say great start. He did end up on his fucking roof. But encouraging to see him contending for wins and finished 2nd at Fontana last week. Talked about the new crew chief combination. Familiar face, Marty Lindley, a guy that has grown up with Sam in racing and won a shit ton of races together. Now we got some chemistry with Sam Mayer and his crew chief on the junior motorsports side. If their pit crew isn't terrible like they were last year and Sam doesn't make big mistakes, he's going to win us some money. And I think it's going to be very soon. And it could be this weekend at Las Vegas. Sam Mayer potentially doing it for Dale. And, I was going to put John Hunter Nemechek in the 401k champion because he won us a shit ton of money last week. Shit ton of money. John Hunter Nemechek won us last week at Fontana. Nailed that one. But unfortunately, I got to get a new picture of him because whenever he shit the bed for us, I can't remember what truck race it was. But, he shit the bed for us big time at, Kansas or something. And I ripped his picture up. So, our thoughts are with the remains of his picture that I destroyed late last year. But if we could put somebody up on the 401k Dale champion, Grand National champion list, it would be John Hunter Nemechek. But we're going to leave it empty. And now, Our sports guide of the week brought to you by Craftsman. Not really, but that'd be kind of cool. Because this guy was a Craftsman Truck Series driver for a long time. Won a few races, was very competitive. Now in the Xfinity Series, won't be racing this weekend. This could get a lot of hate, but, let me explain. The sports guide of the week for Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Dalescenter, David motherfucking Starr. If you didn't see it on Twitter, he invited me on his podcast. Him and his crew had kind of seen some of my content. Upset about what happened at Homestead a couple years ago. Always be careful what you put out on the internet. Luckily, with Garage Guys and Dalescenter, we all know it's in good fun, right? It's not personal unless it's with Austin Cindric. Let's just be clear. Oh, and Martin Truex. Yeah, it's personal. Anybody else, it's not really personal. David Starr, we talked about it. I still feel like he owes me $17,000. If you go listen to the podcast, it's called the Let's Go Racing Podcast with David Starr. Invited me on. Got to tell my story. Had a great conversation. He roasted me a couple times for the 17 grand thing that I lost in 2021. But, dude, what a good sport. David Starr, a good dude, a cool motherfucker, straight up. Former Craftsman Truck Series winner as well. Look, we're going to stick true to the program, guys. He will go up. He'll go back on the 401k theft champion list after this week. But for this week, because David is an awesome sport and having me on his show, and we had a great time. I hope you guys go watch it on YouTube. He's going to be Sports Guide of the Week. For week 2 of Dalescenter, David Starr, congratulations. I need some claps in the chat for David Starr, Whataburger King, and Dalescenter Sports Guide of the Week for week 2. I don't hear any applause. Where's the applause? Give me some fucking applause for David Starr. This dude's cool. Great sport. Like, how many guys would see something that you put on the internet, like, I don't want to say shitting on them, but, like, because, like I said, it's not personal. It's all in good fun. But I think there's a lot of guys, a lot of drivers and athletes that would see that, and their ego would be like, oh, fuck this guy, dude. Fuck this random dude with a mullet talking about me. Instead, you got a stand-up guy like him who invites me on the show, and we hash it out in the funniest way possible, right? So I have nothing but respect for that dude, and I appreciate him and his guys, Tyler and Dominic, having me on. It was awesome, and I hope you guys check it out. The Let's Go Racing Podcast with David Starr was a blast, and the greatest sport in the universe is David Starr. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Wall of Dale draft. It's unfortunate that we can't. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to generate a new link here. Spurs Ted Lasso, if you're watching, I'm emailing you a link. I'm going to try one more time because I want to talk about Netflix Club Bets. I really, really want to talk about it. I really want to talk about Netflix Club. The Netflix subscribers are hungry, man. They got the popcorn. You just heard the da-dum. They're ready. They're ready. You got the popcorn, the candy, a cold Coke, Coca-Cola, and you just uploaded Netflix. You just loaded it up on your screen, and you're waiting for something, but Streamlabs won't give it to us, unfortunately. So we're going to try it. I just emailed you a new link, Mr. Spurs Ted Lasso. I just emailed you a new link. We're going to try. We're going to try. Thanks for the claps, guys. Troy, I appreciate you listening to that pod, man. It was a blast, dude. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I so much respect gained, which I already did. Like, we talked about that Gateway race from 2004 where trucks were going up on the wall and David Starr moved Chad Chaffin out of the way. Like, that is like one of the best. I think that's my favorite truck race of all time. I mean, that had me yelling just like Kenny Wallace was in the booth that night. That like made me fall in love with truck racing. So David Starr was the winner of that race. Me and Chase are together, but you're not. Yeah, I don't see you guys. I guess the only way I could do it would just be to close the program out completely, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to disrupt the stream and have to start it over when we're close to the end. But I just want everybody to see my nice overlay. Netflix Club bets would have been great, guys. Would have been great. I'm sad. I'm sad. Maybe there's one thing we can try. Maybe there's one thing we can try to make this happen. It's going to be risky, all right? I might lose all the viewers, but it's fine. I'm dedicated to make this shit happen. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, and we're going to try something, all right? We're going to take a small intermission.